You can be a licensed nurse in Canada or the United States, pass the same NCLEX RN exam, and still be denied a license in British Columbia, which means you cannot work here, not because you failed anything, but because you don't have enough recent hours. The NCLEX RN exam is designed to measure competency. It is required here in BC, across Canada, and in the United States. That is supposed to prove your competency. It is supposed to prove you are ready to practice. But in BC, it is not enough. You can also be fully licensed in another jurisdiction, including the United States. The U.S. accepts your qualifications and allows you to start working immediately. BC does not. So maybe the BC regulator has a noble argument: higher standards, stricter requirements, more caution for public safety. Fine. Maybe that is how they justify sending applicants through costly assessments which take months, sometimes over a year, and then, in many cases, a full-time re-entry program, often another year. Even getting into that program can take yet another year and still not guaranteed. The process is difficult, expensive, time-consuming. Applicants lose income and face high fees. It lacks common sense, but may be justified if the goal is the highest standard. But this is where the logic breaks. All of this can be bypassed if you simply show enough recent hours worked in another jurisdiction. Just hours. Hours only show that someone was employed, nothing more. Hours prove nothing else. Hours do not demonstrate what kind of work was performed, level of responsibility, clinical complexity, actual knowledge or skill, actual competency. To clarify, just hours of course implies that the applicant already holds a valid out-of-BC license and has passed the NCLEX RN exam. So, the BC regulator claims, an exam designed to measure competency is not enough. A valid license is not enough. But hours from somewhere else are. Those hours can be gained anywhere, except in British Columbia. If hours are accepted as proof of readiness, why are nurses not allowed to gain those same hours here? Through supervised work under a provisional license. That would allow real-world evaluation, direct oversight, immediate contribution to the healthcare system, without delays, without wasting years, without taking away college seats reserved for training new nurses, serve real public interest, uphold mandate vested by the people and the government in BC regulator. Instead, the BC regulator denies licenses and blocks nurses from working until they prove experience they are not allowed to gain here. So they are forced to leave BC because the re-entry pathway is not a practical option. But the main question is, if competency is truly the goal, why is something that does not measure competency accepted as proof of it? That contradiction undermines the entire argument. Is this really about competency or something else? People question whether the BC regulator is acting in the best public interest and fulfilling its mandate. These issues are discussed further on our website and in other videos. This video presents opinions, reported experiences, and publicly available information. Viewers are encouraged to verify claims independently. Visit and share LetNursesWork.ca.